Yo guys, what's up? We're back at it here to bring you the more important list, more important than Epstein Islands list. We got our top 5 transfers of the summer. Got me as always, Derz, and we got my boy. Say what's up to the people.
It was good. It's your boy Efrum. I like that. Top five list. Fuck the Epstein list.
Yes, so we won't have Donald Trump on this list, but we'll have more important people. We got our top 5 transfers across the whole board.
No
And we
gatekeeping
got
either.
some, yeah, we're not gatekeeping. We're not hiding anything. We're just giving it to you the straight facts. And, well, I guess in this case, opinions. Start off with some honorable mentions, just that some people that didn't make the top 5 list. I got, I guess this is kind of like gonna set the tone as far as, who really is on that top 5 list. You're gonna see some players here on I guess on my honorable mention list, and it's gonna give away who is not on the top 5. But nonetheless, I got Hugo Ekitike. Started off really strong. I think he would have made my list, but other moves have been made to kind of get him off the top 5. But I definitely think that he's going to have a great season. He's proven it so far. Scored in his first 3 games, and he's just been crushing it. A lot of money that was spent on him, but I think that throughout the season we're gonna see that pay off. Next on my honorable mention list, I got Xavi Simons. I think he's going to be a crack. I think he's going to do really good in the Premier League. Alongside him, Kudus. I think Kudus was a big move. Subimendi, Estebao, really good moves. I got Ferguson on my list as far as honorable mentions. Young striker went to Roma this season on loan. He showed sparks in Brighton, and I hope that this is his breakout season in Roma. So I have him as a honorable mention for my list. I have Joan Garcia, the goalkeeper that just joined Barca, super cheap, 25 million for this amazing keeper who's really good on the ball, really good shot stopper. I think he's going to be a huge improvement to Barcelona's defense. They've had a lot of goalkeeping issues. And then to round it off, I have Jamie Vardy, who went to Cremonense, I think under everybody's radar. Nobody knew that. And then Anthony. Anthony would have made my list, but I just felt like he was a transfer from last season that just kind of rolled forward into this season. He didn't make my list, but that's my honorable mentions. And then I'll give it off to my boy Efrum.
I like the list. I like the list. I think I could just add a couple names from there. I do like some that you said. Xavi Simmons for 60 mil from um, Leipzig to Spurs. Honestly, he's a baller, and I didn't expect him to go to Spurs. I really didn't. I know Liverpool. There was links. There's links with him in Arsenal. He was all over everyone's radar. But to come to Spurs, I think Spurs are not messing around. I really like Kudus, 52 mil, and he's been balling out. So I hope he keeps up. I really like Kudus. Spurs could be cooking. Spurs could be cooking. I think Dean Huijsen is another honorable mention, just because he's so young. He's Spanish. He's a baller. He's got Madrid written all over him. Didn't make my top 5, but I think he's a baller who's just going to grow to his potential. And he's tall as hell. It's what you want. Strong, tall, can play with both feet, and good center back. Um, I think I would also like to mention Eze to Arsenal. I've always rated Eze, and I mean, I would have liked him at Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie, but I think he's somebody who, I mean, he's fighting for his position in the camp, but he could also play left wing. I'd preferably have him in the left wing. I think Arsenal fans could agree over Martinelli instead of trying to fight him in Odegaard. But if it's going to push each other to kind of get better, and it just adds another line of threat to your attack. So I really like Eze. Ekatika is a good one. Didn't make it in my top 5 either, but he's balling out. He's 3 for 3 so far, so I think he's going to be a good. He's definitely a good signing. Paid a lot for him, so I hope he makes up uh, what we spent. Another honorable mention on the Liverpool team. I try not to be as biased with my top 5, just because. I mean, if I wanted to, I could put 5 Liverpool players that all went and complete domination. But I put Verts. I didn't add Verts in my top 5. I think he's balling. He's gonna be a baller. He does a lot of a lot of work that you don't really see on paper. You know, you're not gonna see. He's not getting goals. He's not getting assists at the moment, but what he's doing, he's he's number one in progressive plays past third. You know, he's getting us into the attack. He's getting in the line of threat, and he's doing it well, cooking up people, cutting. You know, it's hard to take the ball away from him. He's a baller. I think just give him time to adjust to the pace and the physicality of the Premier League. He's gonna ball out, man, and he's only surrounded by ballers. So I think just give him the time, and he's gonna he's gonna gel in nice. But besides that, I think I'm ready for my top five. How are you feeling, Ders?
Yeah, I think we'll go five, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Um, I got my fifth place spot is gonna go to Isak. I think Isak is a known baller in the Premier League. Big price tag, pretty expensive for obvious reasons, and but I still think he's going to be a really good transfer. The only thing that I kind of worry about is, like I mentioned before, Ekatike has been, he started off really strong. I wouldn't put Ekatike on the left wing, so it's going to be a one for one type of situation where we're going to see Ugo Ekatike and Isak fight it out, which is going to create a huge competition within each other, but it's not going to help, I guess, the individual stats. So I think for that reason, I have Isak at fifth place for my top five transfers this summer.
I rate it. I rate it. Um, for my top five or for my fifth place, might come to a surprise. I chose a Man United player. I got Umbomo, and Umbomo, I feel like, I mean, he was such a baller with Brentford. Like he was such a baller, and okay, Man United hasn't started the best, but out of the front three with Shesko, Cunha, for me, Mbomo just seems like a more complete player, and the stats we've been seeing from Man United, they just he's got he's up there for um, XG, shots on target, progressive plays, passing. He's a huge threat. You know, he's been getting unlucky. He has one goal, but I think give this team time to gel, especially with that up three. Umbomo is gonna play a huge role. Cunha, um, I like them a lot too with Wolves. I just think Umbomo's uh, just a little bit more solid and reliable. And I think he's going to spark up Man United and, I mean, give him something to fight for because, you know, they've seen better days. Pretty sure they want it back, you know, but uh, yeah, I got him Bomo.
All right, yeah, sounds that's a good one. I think, especially because that attack is it's a brand new attack, so they had to bring in someone important. And Buemo's good. He's a solid pick, and I think he's cheaper than Cunha. So I think price per value a little bit better than Cunha. For my fourth position, I got Frimpong. Frimpong was a good, really good pickup in my opinion. We have Liverpool paying like 35 million for such a class right back, getting a lot of money for, well, not a lot of money when you think about it, but considering the fact that he was supposed to go on a free, ended up getting at least some cash. I think that's a huge up, just positive all around for Trent's departure to Real Madrid, and it just made that deal a little bit sweeter. I think that Frimpong deal. He is injured at the moment, but I think once he gets fit and once he gets into the rhythm of the Premier League, I think we're going to see a real big star, because we're going to see him go down that line a lot, as Salah likes to cut in and get it in amongst the shooting up position. And I think Frimpong is just going to do excellent, especially with a big striker like Ekitike or Isak, having somebody like Frimpong being able to go down the line, bringing those crosses. I think it's going to be real interesting to see Liverpool's attack from all sides, because we're even talking about the right back getting involved. So I have Frimpong at fourth.
I like that. I like Frimpong at fourth. I think that's the top five. That's a good signing, especially for the price. And it's going to allow Mo Salah to kind of, go more in, which like he likes to do with that left. It allows Frimpong to come on out. And we've already seen some crosses that he's done. lethal. He scored a goal from that right side. People say it was a cross, but point is it went over and it went inside the net. But it's just gonna add another layer of threat, and it's gonna help out Mo Salah so much. And just let Mo Salah do what he wants. Frimpong could do the crosses. You got Isak down the middle. Solid, 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 solid. Right back for sure. So kudos to you, Land. Rate it. For my fourth, I actually had Luis Diaz. My boy Luis Diaz. I missed the lad. I loved him, Liverpool, but he's a Bayer now. And I think what Bayern was lacking, they were lacking in the left wing department for a while. I mean, they had Coleman, but it always seemed like Coleman was never really. You never got the numbers you expected from him, and you relied a lot on Harry Kane, Olise. So bringing in Luis Diaz, I know what he's capable of. On a good day, he's lethal. He's dangerous. You do not want to see him when he's cooking. I hope Bayern brings the best out of him and gets him scoring goals because when you put the ball on his feet, dribbling is no question. His pace, he's super fast. Um, but connecting with Harry Kane, Olise up top, it's gonna be a lethal front three. Could be a game changer for Bayern. Could see them fighting for that Champions League trophy like they usually do, but we haven't seen them in the top two, top four in a while. So I think if anyone could do it, probably Luis is going to bring him back to the greats.
Yeah, I really rate that one, especially because, like you mentioned, their left wing department was not looking good with Leroy Sané, Nabry, Coleman. They're all kind of aging and were just kind of stagnant at wherever they were at. They never really broke that barrier. Luis Diaz is definitely gonna bring some more spice to the mix. Hopefully, he's not another Mane situation where he immediately leaves after one season, but definitely rate it. It was a good transfer. My third, uh, going now into the top three, Joao Pedro. I think Joao Pedro has already proven it that he's getting those numbers. I think it's just an overall really good transfer. I at the beginning, to be honest, I did not like this transfer because I thought um, he should have stayed in Brighton just because I feel like Chelsea just throws their money at everything, and it could kind of be detrimental to the progression of these players. But I think Joao Pedro is really trying to put his stamp on it, um, and I think at this point he's not going to have any real competition as far as what's going on because Nicholas Jackson left, Delap got injured, so he's going to have a lot of time to just you know play, get minutes, and not have to be constantly rotated like Chelsea kind of does. I think he's a really good transfer. Um, Provides a lot of wing play, and hopefully with their wingers, he's going to get a lot of assists, a lot of long shots. I think he's just a really good transfer. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they put that much. Chelsea didn't pay that much, maybe like 50 million for him. I think. On top of that, they beat a bunch of teams that were racing for his transfer, for his signature. So I think that's a real big move for Chelsea, especially going forward. Now being in the Champions League and now trying to compete in all competitions, this is a real big step forward for the Blues, in my opinion.
I like Pedro a lot, and he's been cooking up with Chelsea so far. I mean, you saw him against PSG in the Club World Cup. You saw what he brings to the table, and I thought it was a bit risky too because they had just got Liam Delap, and then boom, right away they get Joao Pedro. I mean, I know if you're Liam Delap, you're like, what the hell, man? What the hell? Like, you finally think you're gonna get that number 9 spot, and then they bring in Joao Pedro, who's just cooking. He just looks like a complete Chelsea player. Like that's the type of player they're looking for. They want it. They got him. Um, and I rate it. He's gonna cook. I had a Gyökeres at number 3. My boy Victor. He's cold, man. He's cold. Top 5. Can he do the same thing he did at Sporting? He just scored goals. I think he's gonna help Arsenal a lot. I think he's a better than Havertz. Uh, does he have? Can he do it in the Prem? It's just the question. He what was he? He scored a brace the other day when they beat 5-0. I think that's what it was. So I mean, if Arsenal uh, doesn't bottle anything and just on top of it with Odegaard, Saka, Eze, Martinelli, just feeding Gokeres, sending him on them runs, shooting, give him the time to shoot, cook. He's gonna be lethal, man, and I think he is gonna be lethal. Arsenal needed a number 9. They finally got their number 9, so um, it's only for him to to lose, and I think he's gonna do good. At least 20 goals a season, at least.
Yeah, I think Gyökeres was definitely a big major pickup that Arsenal was definitely needing. No, no real big striker that they had. Constant picking up defenders and midfielders and defenders and midfielders, and finally Arsenal finally dropped some cash on a striker. He did amazing things at Sporting. If he could replicate that, I think we're talking about at least one um, trophy this season for Arsenal. But yeah, definitely big pickup. Really rate that one. Now, my second place transfer of this transfer window, I got my boy Dean Hoyson. He's just a chill guy. Um, for me, this was a crucial signing for Real Madrid after last season when they had no center backs. I mean, we had Chomeny starting center back when he's a CDM. I mean, he could do a job, but you're not going to win the Champions League with Chomeny at center back. You had not Marco Asensio, Raul Asensio playing center back, and just overall was really exposed under the Xavi Alonso system. And so this Dean Hoyson transfer has to have been, in my opinion, a super crucial transfer. Didn't spend too much, I don't think so, especially considering his age and his trajectory that he's had so far. Amazing on the ball, super composed, can win a header. Overall, great transfer in my opinion. So number 2 is Dean Huijsen.
Dean Hoyson, the baller. Honestly, yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, Hoyson, when transfer window first started, Liverpool was in link with him. I would have loved having Dean Hoyson. I was looking at his highlights. I was like, this guy's a baller. I really want him at Liverpool. But, he's Spanish. His home is in Spain. Madrid comes calling. He plays for Spain. I mean, you can't turn that down. That's your home country. So, um, and Madrid was, yeah, they were lacking center backs. Asensio got super exposed in the Club World Cup. He looked lost. He caused penalties. He caused goals. It was, they needed him. Alaba is super injury prone. Uh, he's a top center back with a lot of growth, a lot of the ceiling on this guy is super high. I think he's gonna kill it, man. Give him some, give him a little bit of meat on his bones, get him the confidence, and you have your next Sergio Ramos, in my opinion. For number 2, I put Joao Pedro as number 2. He's, like I said before, he just fits the Chelsea system so well. I don't think he's gonna have to be fighting much for his position. He fits the whole Mandem Boys vibe. He's there with Palmer. He's got well, no longer Madueke, but as a the whole Chelsea vibe they got going over there, and he just he just slotted in so well. And what I saw against PSG, he could hold the ball off, he could cut, he could get cheeky with it. So and he's tall, he could header the ball. Like he's a complete striker that I think he's going to cook with Chelsea. Chelsea's are looking good. That's their number 9. I think he's going to be bringing in a bunch of goals this season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had him at number 3 for a reason. This guy's going to be a baller, a definite issue for everybody's defense in the Premier League and Champions League and whatever competition he's in. Yeah, not much to be said right there. Just a great signing. Now, number 1, my number 1 spot. Who's it going to be? It's Eze. It's Eze. It's got to be Eze for me. Not because of what it is. It's not because of what it is. It's not because it's Eze 60 million for what it for me. The most important part of this transfer was how it happened. Imagine you're at the club. You see your arch nemesis at the corner trying to work on this girl, and she's not. She's kind of, she's kind of giving them the time of the day, and she sees you, and she's like, "Never mind, never mind." That's what this transfer was to me. You got Spurs working this guy, working him, working him, working him. Havertz gets injured for 1 second. Arsenal goes in the to Eze and says, "Hey, you want to join?" Drops everything. Let's go. Let's do it. So to me, this is just like the biggest. Fuck you to Spurs. We're the big dogs of North London, and that's kind of really putting your stamp on it, right? I mean, Spurs did end up getting Xavi Simons, so was it that heartbreaking? No, but just to be able just to be like, come over here, come over here. I think that's some balls, and that's why I have it at number one.
You're so gay. But yeah. All these transfers were like you were looking at budgets, you were looking at prices, and then your number one is what she just said. She called me daddy. And she coming to me, baby. She coming to me. You fuck you to your arch fucking nemesis. Big fuck you to Spurs. He's flirting with her. Yeah, yeah. You come in. All right, buddy. Thanks for holding her in the meantime. Big Daddy's here now. Come here. Yeah, that's what they did. There was so much talk. And Eze was like, no, no, no. Playing hard to get. And then Arsenal comes knocking, and sure enough, Eze goes in. I like it. I like it. I rate it. Well, I went what I think is going to be utter complete domination from this guy. Proven in the league. Price tag matching his quality. None other than Alexander Arnold. Nah, I'm just playing. Alexander Isak, brava. Alexander Isak, shooter boys. You know why, bro? Because he's just going to come in. That's like our number 9. That's like when we get Torres, Suarez. When we get number 9s, we do not fuck around. Darwin, I love Darwin, but it didn't go as planned. We take our L's when we have to. But Isak is just proven in the league. We got the second most goals, non-penalty goals behind Haaland. He balled up in Newcastle. He doesn't need you to be giving him the ball. He could create plays out of himself. He could pass. He could shoot. He could dice. He could header. He's 6'2", 6'3", whatever. Now you're only bringing him into an even better team who's only going to work around him, give him the balls, feed him, can play off him. And, I'm just expecting greatness. I'm expecting greatness, and that's why I put him number 1. That's why it took so long to get him in the team to the last day, because big deals like this is not something, you just kind of let slide and go. You're giving him to them, a possible rival. That just means nobody else is going to have him besides Liverpool, and I think Liverpool's going to cook with him. And he has him number 1, my boy. But,
yeah, definitely a huge pickup for Liverpool. I had him at 5th, just because, like I mentioned, big price tag. You got 2 strikers. Their time's going to be limited to a certain extent. Another issue that I kind of foresee with this Liverpool squad is their wingers like to shoot. Their wingers aren't pass first type of players. They like to go in for the finish if they can. So this kind of reminds me of how Real Madrid really was able to kind of become so great under the BBC, I guess you could call it. Pause. But with Ronaldo and Bale on the wing, they were shoot first type of wingers with the Benzema, who was always looking for the pass. I don't know if Isak's going to be willing to make that sacrifice, knowing that Salah is always going to want to shoot. He's very, I guess you could call it selfish in a way. He loves to score. And so I don't know how much these wingers are going to want to give him the ball versus receive the ball from him. And I don't know how much Isak wants to, like I guess on the flip side, want to pass the ball rather than shoot. So I think that's going to be a big dynamic where egos are going to be checked. And if they could do it, we're talking about quadruple potential this season. But nonetheless, it's a huge signing. I have him in my top 5. I mean, for those reasons, I don't have him as my number 1 pick for this transfer window. But these are just our opinions. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. But Did you get any flops for this season?
Flops. I think Sesko is going to be a flop.
That's crazy because I have him too. I just
And
think
as much as I don't
I
want to admit, or that's my boy. I love him, but I think Trent, man, he was there to
nah.
be there to replace. You're Trent starting at Liverpool, and you're gonna go to Real Madrid, and then Carvajal comes back from a 7-8 month injury, and just you're already benched. And Xabi Alonso's already saying, he struggles defensively, and obviously that's not what his strengths are. You give him any time, you give him the ball, he's gonna pinpoint accurate passes, which what we expected to see, what we expect to see him do to Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo. Like we want to see those passes, but you can't be doing that from the bench. So I mean, I want the best for him, and I want him to link up with Real Madrid. I mean, he's with his best friend Bellingham. They're cooking, but so far it has not been how things were expected. He could have been in the best team in the world, but he decided to go to Madrid. So in that case, I think he's going to be which I'm not praying on him. I'm not praying on the downfall. I just the way it's looking, it might happen. Sesko, I think it's just too tronco, and it's Man United, so they always have high expectations. I don't think he's going to reach those expectations. I think Cunha and Mboma will do most of the firework. Not saying they're going to, not succeed together, but the expectations people expect from him to be scoring, 20, 30 goals a season. My opinion is I don't think he's going to get there. At least not this season.
Yeah. So for me, I had, like I mentioned, I had Sesko also as a flop. The reason why I have Sesko there is because I think that Manchester United focused too much on their attack and not so much the creation of the attack. I mean, it's just as important to be able to have somebody who could finish the chances as to have somebody who could create the chances. With this new system, having those wingbacks primarily pushing up to give crosses to get to Shesko, who's super athletic, who I think can get onto any cross. But who do we have on the wingbacks? Dalot, who is good, but is he good enough? I mean, all I hear from Manchester United fans is he's not good enough. And then on the other side, you have Dorgu, who, to be honest, I haven't seen much crossing from him to really make a judgment as far as if he can. But the simple fact that I don't know if he's good at crossing kind of tells me that he's probably not that good at crossing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, these are just not a good enough environment for somebody like Sesko to thrive. I think maybe the Newcastle move could have been a little bit of a better option for him, given that they have more competitions to play, more opportunities to test yourself, and with wingers like Murphy who like to pass. So those are my reasons why I have Sesko there. And then my other flop for this season, which you're not gonna like, and you kind of gave the same arguments for Trent, is Verts. I think that Verts has not shown much. You said that he had great abilities of creating or getting passes into the final third, but to me, with such a huge price tag, you got to have more than just one shot on target. You, especially pushing up that much forward, and especially if you're gonna put Soboslai at right back in favor of him, nah, not for me. It's not that's not gonna slide with me. So Verts, you gotta start proving yourself, or else you're gonna be my flop for the season.
Fair enough. Don't agree, but I mean, I might be optimistic with my boy. He's world class, but I mean, there's so much goats in that team, man. It's hard to figure out how you're gonna play. I want Soboslai. I would want to put him as the cam spot, and I'd put Verts on the left side. I feel like that's something that they should experiment with because, right, he's not had the best start number wise. He's good with the 1-2 plays. He's quick. He's cheeky. But you're right. He needs to be putting up numbers. Especially at that price tag. You need to be putting up numbers. In the name of the game. And maybe he's not used to the Prem yet. He's getting bodied. He's getting a little, bullied almost. Put him on the winger. Put him on the left wing. I know it takes down Gakpo, but You put him on the left side. You put Isak up top. You have Salah on the right. So far, Liverpool has struggled defensively. Where's this defense kind of start? That midfield, you know. When was our defense the best? When we had McAllister, Gravenberg, and Soboslai. So you bring back that midfield. Mess around with the front three like that. Verts can always cut in and shoot. He prefers the left side anyway. He's you look at his team mech. He's always on the left side. Even when he's supposed to be in the middle, he's always going to prioritize the left side. You have Isak, you have Salah. That's a nasty front three. You have that original midfield trio that works already good with the defense, and you're just solid in the back. Let them cook up top. I think, I mean, I'd hit up Arnie Slot right now, tell him try that out, you know. But I'm pretty sure he's got a lot of variations that he could easily work with, and that's the beauty of it. It's a long season. There's a lot of games, a lot of tournaments. You're gonna have time to cook, you know. And at one point, we'll probably even see Akatika and Isak with the two forwards, you know. Maybe in a less important game, you know, we're playing Wolves or something. Let's try some things out. All right, why not play everybody, see how that works, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping not. Wishing everybody the best, but you know, there's gonna be flops. It's inevitable. Not everybody's just gonna be perfect, you know. But let's see how right we are, how wrong we are. Let us know what you guys think, who you guys flops are, who's your guys' transfer of the season. But besides that, anything else you want to mention, there?
No, I think that's it. I mean, like always, we always appreciate you guys' feedback, you guys' time of day to be able to watch videos, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. So, as always, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.